Lady Wild Hockey is on here. Welcome to Albert Lee, Minnesota for the third place game in the Albert Lee U10 B2 Girls Tournament. Lady Wild taking on the Cottage Grove Wolfpack. Lady Wild went 2-1 in the pool play, as did the Wolfpack. I expect an extremely closely contested match here. Starting out with is Laura, Margot, and Riley, and Ruby and Beckett back on defense. Lady Wild pushed that opening face off into the Wolfpack zone. Margot now giving chase behind the net. Wolfpack pushed it up to the near boards. Now Margot sends that in towards the net. It goes wide into the near far corner where the Wolfpack push it up. Laura tries to center. It's intercepted. Now the Wolfpack are going to send it out of the zone now through neutral ice. Got to watch for number 64. Looks like she's their primary scorer. Ruby dives in to keep that from going on goal. Riley pushing up the far boards, not able to get it out. But now Margot sends it backhanded deep down into the Wolfpack zone. Just enough for icing. Line change coming with Caroline, Bree, and Ellie coming out, and Lennon and Gwen back on defense. Gwen comes over with the opening with this face off, and she sends it up to Ellie. Ellie not able to control it. Wolfpack send a hot shot into Finley the Shark Reed back there in net, and she covers. 13:39 in the first period. Caroline sends that face off to the far boards. Now she's battling to get out of the zone. She gets it into neutral ice. Wolfpack sent it to the near boards. Bree comes. She picks it up. Skates it into the Wolfpack zone. She gets tripped up as she comes across the blue line. No call. Wasn't a whole lot there. Now it comes back to Gwen, who sends it up to Caroline. Caroline centers to Bree. Bree and Ellie both unable to come away with it. Now the Wolfpack still in the zone. Ellie with a great back check to slow that down, and now Lennon sends it back out of the Lady Wild zone and into the Wolfpack zone. Bree and Ellie on the fork check here. Now it comes up to Lennon, who sends it into the slot. Wolfpack send it right back out. It comes out of the zone. Lennon giving the team time to reset. Now Bree pushes it into the Wolfpack zone. Wolfpack send it right back out. It comes back into the Lady Wild zone where Gwen going to chase it down. She skates with it behind the net. Now she looks up to pass. She passes up to Caroline. Caroline coming through center ice. She has it poked off her stick. That Wolfpack skater just able to get back to the blue line before offsides and comes down, sends one wide. Now Caroline picks it up with speed. She's skating into neutral ice. Now across center ice into the Wolfpack zone. She gets slashed as she comes in for a shot, and Lady Wild are going to go on the power play. 11:54 left in the first period. All right, on the power play, going to have Laura, Gabby, Riley with Ruby and Beckett back on defense. See if the Wild can capitalize on this early power play opportunity. Laura sends it back to Gabby. Gabby sends it back to Laura. Now it goes in deep. Wolfpack send it up. Ruby slaps one towards the net. It gets deflected wide. Now Gabby in a board battle. Beckett comes in. Now great centering pass, unable to connect with Laura. Valkyrie picking up speed, exiting the zone. Ruby hits it off the stick. It's going to go deep in the Lady Wild zone. Ruby backhands it up to the blue line. Wolfpack send it back in. Debbie unable to skate it out of the zone. Now it goes back to Ruby. Ruby picks it up. She's skating around behind the net. Now she's skating up with the other far boards. Loses it for a minute. Unable to get it out past that D. Now Lady Wild exit the zone. Wolfpack sending it back in. 23 seconds left on the power play. Ruby sends it around to the far boards. Riley going to chase it down over there. Wolfpack come up. They get it back deep where Ruby collects in the corner. Ruby chips it up to Riley. Riley sends it into neutral ice. Wolfpack back to full strength. Wolfpack reset. Send it back deep into Lady Wild zone. Ruby hits it hard. Comes up out of the zone. Now into neutral ice where Wolfpack coming out of the box stops it and pushes it now back into Lady Wild zone. Ruby slows that down. Not able to clear the zone. Now Gabby comes up. Beckett as well. We got to spread out a little bit wild. We're all bunched up there at the far corner, or far boards. Now Caroline picks up the puck. She's skating up the near boards. Skates into neutral ice. Now into the Wolfpack zone. She gets around one. Oh, that shot goes wide. Caroline's momentum takes her into the goalie. Now this is Lennon. Lennon backhands up to Margot. Margot not able to control. Refs blow this dead as the goalie still unable to get to her feet. All right. All's good. We're going to have this offensive zone face-off with the left wing circle. Our forward line looks like Caroline, Ellie, Margot, and Lennon, and Glenn back on defense. Face-off goes to the far boards. All three forwards converge on it. Now it gets chipped up. Lennon fights to keep it in. She comes in, takes a shot. It goes wide. Not sure what the whistle was about, but I'm guessing they're saying it was offside, so the puck never came out of the zone. We'll have this neutral zone face-off at the far dot. Now we've got Lara, Gabby, Bree. Bree sends that face-off into the Wolfpack zone. They send it right back out. Gwen not able to push the puck back in. Now Lemon collects in the Lady Wild zone. Clear it into neutral ice. Wolfpack send it into Lady Wild zone where Gwen tries to hit it out. Wolfpack keep it in. Now Bree unable to clear. Gabby though gets it in neutral ice. Gabby picks it up. She sends it across center ice. Now the Wolfpack collects. Wolfpack send it in where Gabby intercepts, or Glenn intercepts. Laura sends it out of the zone. Wolfpack collect around center ice. Now they're skating forward. They skated in offsides. 7:48 in the first period. Looks looks like no official shots on goal for either team. Caroline and Penny making her weekend debut after taking a few games off with illness. Riley also playing forward. Now Caroline picks up the puck, brings it across center ice. She's getting a little pressure from the back. She's not able to get a shot off. Penny in a battle behind the net. Wolfpack come away with it. Wolfpack tried to break out. Caroline intercepts. Now Ruby comes up, shoots it into the slot, hangs out in the slot for a minute. Riley pushes it wide. Now she tries center. Nobody home. Ruby comes up. High slot. Sends it in. It gets deflected to the near corner. Wolfpack are going to clear the zone. Beckett giving up the pressure. Caroline and Ruby back on D. Now Riley sends it up. Wolfpack intercept at center ice. They send it in deep. No ice. Ruby back behind the net. She backhands it to the near boards. Now the puck goes back deep where Caroline picks it up. She's skating up. Comes it up to Penny. Comes out of the zone. Wolfpack send it briefly back in. Ruby brings it back out. Now Caroline chips it in the Wolfpack zone. She centers to Riley. It's going to come in where the goalie pushes it wide. Wolfpack skate out of the zone. Ruby comes up. She pressures. There's nobody back on D. Everybody's skating back. Laura with a great forecheck there back check, sorry. Intercepts it. And now Penny sends it out in the neutral ice. Wolfpack reset. They're going to bring it back in. Number 64. She gets a shot. Pad save. Now Ruby tries to clear it. It gets hot up behind the net. Now she's skating forward with it. Pushing up the far boards. Wolfpack B, keep it in. Now Ruby tries to chip it back out. Wolfpack B keeps it in again. Now Beckett. Beckett's clearing the puck, gets intercepted by number 64, who takes it in and gets a shot just below the glove of Finley. Lady Wild down early here in this one. It's 1-0 Wolfpack with 5:20 in the first period. Caroline going to take the face off. Margot and Ellie out playing forward with her. Glenn and Lennon back on defense. Caroline picks up the puck at center ice. Now she skates it into the Wolfpack zone. She's got Margot crash into the net. Margot not able to get much on that shot. It goes wide. Caroline tries to wrap around. It gets intercepted, now poked to the near boards. Lennon battling, keep it deep. She loses her edge. Now, it looks like number 64 is going to go to the box here. I'll see if I can see what they say. Well, Lady Wild going to go on the power play with 4:43 left in the first period. '64 with the cross check. Caroline taking the face up on this power play. She's got Margot and Bree over there. Lennon, Gwen back on defense. Bree not able to collect that center and shoot it in, and it gets taken off her twig. Now the Wolfpack send it in deep. Bree skates it out of Lady Wild zone. Passes for to Caroline. Caroline comes in the Wolfpack zone at the near boards. She tries to center. Puck hangs out in the right wing circle. Comes back to RD. Glenn not able to keep it in offsides. D-line change coming. Ruby and Beckett coming out. Same forward line of Caroline, Bree, and Margot. Bree brings that one in. Wolfpack try to send it out. Caroline keeps it in, sends it in deep. It comes back to Ruby. Ruby shoots one into the slot. It's intercepted. Wolfpack sent out of the zone where Ruby picks it up. Now she sends it in deep. It's going to be icing. Oh, no, they wave it off. Caroline centers to, Bree centers to Caroline. Wolfpack send it out to the high slot. Ruby sends it back in. Gets deflected just wide. Ruby skates over to far boards. Now she sends a hard shot centering pass to Margot. Margot not able to connect with the one-timer, and it comes to the near boards. Now Beckett passes up to Margot. Margot takes a shot. It goes wide. Wolfpack reverse. Go to the far boards. Ruby, puck just skips off her stick there. Now she comes back to the neutral zone, sends it back in. Wolfpack back to full strength, and that's going to be icing. .306 left in the first period. Looks like we'll have Laura, Penny, Gabby, with Lennon and Glenn back on defense. Penny deflects that shot wide. Now it's behind the net where centering pass comes in, but Lennon able to send it to the far boards. Now Gabby tries to pick up the loose puck. Comes back and she sends it, or Glenn sends it deep, and that's going to be icing. We'll come back down for a D-zone face-off. We're going to face off to Finley's left. Laura shoots that face off to the far boards. Shot comes in and Finley covers. We'll face off at the same spot. Now a forward line change. Caroline, Margot, Riley. Lennon and Glenn still back on defense. And once again, Lady Wild send the face off to the far boards, and the Wolfpack send a screamer into Finley. She sends it back out. Now Lady Wild battle, get it into neutral ice. Wolfpack send it back in deep, wave off icing. Glenn sends it up the far boards. Wolfpack centering pass doesn't connect. Now Lennon picks it up. She's picking up some speed. She's going to skate with it. Now across center ice. Into the Wolfpack zone. At the high slot. She's bringing it in deep. Trying to deke around. Loses the puck, and now the Wolfpack unable to come away with it as Lennon battles away. Now Wolfpack clear the zone. Lady Wild slow it down. They send it in deep. And that's icing. Line changes for Lady Wild and the Wolfpack. It's going to be Ruby and Beckett back on defense. Laura, Ellie, Bree, your forward line. That face-off goes through the slot to the far boards. Bree trying to work the puck out. She gets it in neutral ice. Laura, Bree skate forward as the puck comes into the Wolfpack zone. Bree and Laura collide. Now Bree comes in and collects. She brings it into the zone. She shoots that one towards the net. It gets deflected, goes wide. Now up to the far boards. Ruby's coming up. She sends that into the slot where the Wolfpack collect. Now they're trying to skate it out of the zone. They get it in neutral ice. Bree sends it back into the Wolfpack zone. Wolfpack go B skating out of the zone. Now cross center ice. Ruby deflects that puck and it skips along and it comes high and puck battle over there at the high slot. Great job by Ellie to poke that into the neutral ice. She tries to push forward and now Laura gathers as her pass from Bree. Laura keeps going. Bree goes for a change. Riley's coming up in the slot, unable to get her stick on it. Beckett coming up, backhands it up to Ellie, tries to backhand a shot. It gets poked out, and now at the near boards. Ruby here. We need to space back out, but that's going to end the first period. Lady Wild down 1-0. Coach Kappas rocking the light up holiday blazer for this third place matchup. Goalie's going to switch in. Lady Wild going to work right to left. Margot going to take the face off. Gabby and Penny with her at forward. Lennon and Ruby back at defense. New D line. Margot pushes that in the Lady Wild or into the Wolfpack zone. She skates it up. That shot gets deflected wide. Penny tries center. No, Lady Wild or Wolfpack send it back to the far boards. Lennon sends it into the slot. Now back out to the far boards. Margot pushes it deep. Now Wolfpack skate forward with it. They chip it up the near boards. Ruby waiting to hold the line. But Wolfpack get it past her. There's not going to be enough for icing here, so Lennon going to have to race back, pick it up. She skates forward. Skates it up the far boards. Now out of the zone. Margot picks it up. She has it taken off her stick. Now she sends it in deep. Penny tries center. Nobody there. Ruby skates forward to keep it in. Now it comes back out. Ruby sends it in for offsides. All right, this defensive line looks like Caroline and Gwen with Laura, Beckett, and Riley forward line. Beckett pushes over to Riley. Riley tries to push it in the zone. Now the Wolfpack push it just past Caroline. She goes back and sends it up the boards. Beckett pushes it into the Wolfpack zone. Wolfpack, though, send it right back out and then neutral ice. Gwen skates forward. Puck comes towards the Wolfpack zone. Wolfpack now pushing it, though, into the Lady Wild zone. Laura skating with it, cross center ice. Her and Riley going with speed, 2-on-1. Riley loses her edge, but she keeps fighting and chips that in towards the net. Goalie deflects it back out. Riley tries to center it. Caroline comes up, sends one in. It gets deflected in front of the net, kind of hangs out in front of the goalie before it gets pushed behind the net. Now Caroline comes up. She's going to send it back in, not able to get good wood on it. And Wolfpack exit the zone. They send it across ice to the far boards. Caroline rushes over, and she's skating with it behind the net. Now up the near boards. She reverses. Wolfpack push one into the slot where that shot gets deflected wide by Glenn. Now Riley coming to collect here at the near board. She's skating forward. She passes up to Laura. Laura's still down for it. Glenn sends that back behind the net where Caroline picks it up. Now it comes up to Riley. Riley up to Caroline. Caroline skating out of the Wolfpack zone across center ice. Now she enters the zone. She's got Laura up there with her. She skates up to the far boards. She centers in. Off Wolfpack shinny to the far boards. Now back to our blue line where Beckett and Lennon both try to get the puck, but neither are able to control. Caroline back checks. Now collects. Skating up the near board. She was looking for a breakout pass, but she's going to skate it forward. Pushes it out of the zone. Now Margot comes up. She pushes it up, and now Riley picks up the puck, brings it in the Wolfpack zone, and they're going to call offsides. All right, line change with Ruby and Lennon at defense. Margot taking the face off. Bree to her left. Ellie to her right. Margot pushes that into the Wolfpack zone. Bree shovels one towards the net, but it gets deflected. Now Wolfpack send up the boards, but Bree collects. She tries to send one in, gets deflected again. Now Bree sends it up to Margot. Wolfpack poke it back to Lennon. Lennon sends a hard one in. Comes to the near boards. Ellie and Margot fight for it. Margot sends it in deep. Goes to the far boards where Bree slides over, loses her edge as she sends it in. It goes behind the net. Wolfpack trying to bring it up the near boards. Ellie, though, there to pressure. She keeps it in deep. Now it comes up. Margot sends one towards the net. Goes off a Wolfpack skate. Comes up to Ruby at the point. Ruby sends it back in, but intercepted there as it enters the slot. Margot battles, gets it out of the Lady Wild zone, comes across center ice for the Wolfpack now, send it back in deep. Lennon back to collect by the far corner. Not able to get enough on it to get it past that Wolfpack player. Ruby intercepts that shot attempt. Now she reverses, sends it over to Lennon. Lennon at the far corner. Board battle with Margot and Bree. Bree comes up, takes the puck away. She's got a 1-on-2. See if Ellie can come up behind her. Bree elects to send it in deep and change. Now Puck comes up to Ruby. Ruby sends it back in deep. Puck comes back out to Ruby. Ruby surveys, skates forward a few paces, keeps skating. Now she sends a hard shot in, gets blocked before it gets through. Now the Wolfpack pick it up. They're skating out of the zone. Penny comes up, slows the play down. Wolfpack chip it to the far boards. And Lady Wild end up icing the puck there. Thought maybe they were going to call offside, so he was coming off the bench, but end up calling the icing. We'll take a beeline. Our defense is on face-off to Finley's right. Laura taking the face-off. She's got Gabby and Penny, and Gwen and Caroline out on D-line. That face-off comes into the slot. Gabby hits it back out. Now Penny going to send it up the far boards. It comes up to the Wolfpack D, sends it into the slot. Gwen pushes it to the near boards. Now sends it up. Comes up to Wolfpack D, sends it back in deep. Gabby battles, deflects that centering pass. Now Caroline picks up the puck, skates it up the near boards, unable to chip around that Wolfpack. Now comes out, goes all the way down into the Wolfpack zone where they collect. They're skating with it. Penny and Laura with a forecheck, but Wolfpack are able to clear it back out. Now it comes down in the Lady Wild zone. Gwen skating with it, sends it up to Caroline. Caroline not able to collect it. Wolfpack centering pass. High danger chance. They send it in, but pad save and covered by Finley. Margot, Riley, and Beckett out on the forward line. Ruby and Lennon back on defense. Face-off comes back to the point. Wolfpack send it in deep. Ruby collects behind the net. She reverses, backhands it to the far boards where Lennon skates over to pick it up. She's going to skate it out of the zone. Comes across center ice. She's got Riley skating towards the net. See if she can come up with the centering pass. She loses it behind the net. Sorry about the camera work. Got caught up watching. Beckett and Riley battle for it. Riley sends it towards the net. Number 64 from the Wolfpack, pick it up. Now she sends it up to the far boards. Beckett tries to send it in deep. Gets deflected. It's high. Now Lennon able to send it in deep. Wolfpack going to try this side. They pass it up to their winger who chips it in the center ice. Now, great job by Lennon slowing that down. Wolfpack send it back in off sides. Laura going to take the face off. Ellie to her left, Bree to her right. Gwen and Caroline back on D. Face off comes back to Caroline. Caroline chips it out of the zone. Now she keeps it from entering the Lady Wild zone, and she skates forward and brings it deep down into the Wolfpack zone. Tries the centering pass, gets intercepted. That comes up to Gwen. Gwen not able to keep it in the zone. Now Caroline collects the neutral zone. Now she sends it back in. It comes in. Barely able to get back in, keep preventing that offsides. Now we've got Bree. She's got some room. She sends a hard shot in. It comes in. Nobody there to pick up the trash. Now the puck comes down in the Lady Wild zone. Gwen back there to pick it up. Gwen skating with it behind the net. She reverses. Loses control of the puck. It comes up in front of the net. Lady Law, protect the house, and Bree sends it deep. It's going to come down, and that's going to be icing. Ruby and Lennon coming out on defense. Margot at center. She's got Penny and Gabby. That shot comes up to the high slot where comes in. Gabby misses on her first attempt, then sends it back high. Ruby back there. She backhands it to the far boards. Penny comes up, not able to hit the puck out, but now Lennon sends it through neutral ice into the Wolfpack zone. Wolfpack, they're skating with it. They're going to try to send it out. They get it out. It comes back. Ruby and Lennon. Ruby playing a little interference while Lennon goes to pick up the puck. Wolfpack send it up to the near corner. Gabby sends it in the center, in the middle of the ice there, but Lady Wild now able to clear it out. Margot skating with the puck. She's got Penny with her. Wolfpack take it off her stick. Great job by Gabby to come up, keep the puck in the Wolfpack zone. Oh, great centering pass there by Penny. Doesn't quite connect with Margot. Now it comes back out to Lennon, sends it in deep. Ruby has the puck skip over her stick. It comes out of the zone. Lennon backhands it back in. It comes into the Wolfpack zone. Great forecheck there by Penny to keep it in, and Margot sends it deep. Wolfpack send it up. Not able to clear the zone. I think that was Gabby that kept it in. We got line changes coming. Laura picks up the puck. She skates over. Keeps it in up to Gabby. Now Beckett coming in off the bench. She sends it in deep. Battle with it at the blue line. Lady Wild not able to keep it in. They get caught off sides as they're changing. All right, for all of that, we got our lines changed out. Going to be Laura, Riley, and Beckett at forward with Caroline and Glenn back on defense. 2:53 left in the second period. Laura skates that into the Wolfpack zone. Wolfpack don't clear it. Laura skating back on side. Now she picks up the puck. She's skating in the Wolfpack zone. She sends it in deep. Riley comes up to collect and loses the puck. Beckett's going to go to the box. I'm not sure what they're going to call it. A little bit of contact there behind the net as Beckett was coming in to pick up the puck. I'll see if I can read some lips here. I don't know what he called. Either way, Lady Wild on their first PK of the game. Going to send out Margot, Bree, Rudy, and Lennon. Ruby collects the puck. Ruby pushes up the near boards to Bree. Bree not able to skate it out. Centering pass doesn't connect by the Wolfpack. Lennon sends it up to the Wolfpack D. They try to send it in. It gets deflected by Margot's stick. Ruby pushes up to Bree. Now Margot sends it in the neutral zone. Margot going to skate forward. Going to try to get a little pressure here. See if we can get an odd-man rush. Wolfpack, though, send it out of the zone in neutral ice. Now it comes out to Ruby. Ruby sends out of the zone, up to the near boards. Wolfpack sent it back out of the zone. Ruby there to slow it down. Now Wolfpack enter the Lady Wild zone. Lennon sends it back out. 17 seconds left on this PK. Margot sends it deep. It's going to go on net, and the goalie covers. 4 seconds left in this PK. 59 seconds left in the second period. Caroline, Gwen back on D. Laura and Gabby. Laura going to take the face off in the right wing circle. Lady Wild back to full strength. Beckett skates over to the bench. Penny comes out. Laura. She's going to try to center to Gabby. She loses the puck. Now into Gabby. Gabby not able to get a shot through. Comes up to Caroline. Caroline chips it to the far boards. Now Wolfpack sending the neutral ice where Gwen skates with it. Passes it over to Caroline. Caroline, she loses it for a second. Picks it back up. Bring it out. That goes towards the net where Finley sends it to the far corner. Now Caroline picks up the puck. She's skating forward with it, and that's going to end the second period. Lady Wild down 1-0 after 2. Shots on goal favor the Wolfpack 6-4. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, Lady Wild going to work left to right for this third period. Really a pretty even matchup. I'd say not a lot of sustained zone time for either team. Shots are 6-4, so not a ton of shots. Caroline back at center now. She sends it over to Riley. Beckett at right wing, and then Ruby and Lennon back on defense. Caroline loses the handle on the puck behind the net. Now it comes forward, centering pass, but Riley clears it. She's going to send it to the far board, try to send it up. Caroline, Beckett, Riley, all battling for it there in the far corner. It comes out to Lennon. Lennon picking up speed. She's crossing center ice. She gets tripped up, and that's going to be a penalty. Lady Wild going to have a power play. All right, Lady Wild going to the power play with 14-14 left in the third period. That's number 8 for the Wolfpack coming in. She's going to get it tripping. Yep. Tripping, number 8 is Lennon trying to enter into the Wolfpack zone. All right. We've got Caroline, Penny, and Bree with Margot and Gwen back on defense. Margot keeps it in the zone, but now the Wolfpack clear it. Penny not able to get back onside. Goes on face-off at the far dot. Face-off comes back to Gwen, who sends it into Wolfpack zone. Wolfpack, though, able to clear it right back out again. Now, Bree skates it into the zone. She gets tripped up as she tries to come into the slot, but in the Wolfpack, clear it back out. Bree not able to get back on sides. 33 seconds have already come off this power play with not a whole lot of activity yet from Lady Wild. Ruby and Lennon now coming in on defense. Let's see if the Lady Wild can capitalize on this power play and even it up. The face-off goes back to Lennon. Lennon sends it in deep, and then the Wolfpack are able to clear it back out. Ruby skates forward with it, sends it into the zone. Wolfpack send it back out. That's going to be icing as long as Finley does not play it. She doesn't. I think that surprised her a little bit, and she almost just by pure reaction went to play it, but it was just wide. That's going to be icing, and we're going to have an offensive zone face-off in the left wing circle. 36 seconds left in this power play. Got Laura taking the face-off back to her right, Riley to her left. Laura sends that over towards Beckett, but Wolfpack send it to the far boards. Now they send it up to Ruby. Ruby sends it in deep. It's blocked as it enters into the house. Comes back in the Lady Wild zone, but Lennon sends it right back out. Now Ruby's going to chase it down. 5 seconds left in this power play. Ruby pushes it to the far corner. Wolfpack back to full strength. Lady Wild bring out the zone. Laura and Beckett push the puck forward. Beckett about to come in off sides, and then Laura gets cross-checked from behind. No call. It was behind the play. That the Wolfpack come in, get a shot. It goes wide. Lady Wild need to regather here. A little bit of frantic activity here in front of the net. Ruby sends it up the far boards. Now the Wolfpack send it back in deep. Now Lennon comes back to pick up the puck. She brings it up the near corner, or near boards. Not able to get around Wolfpack D. Laura now picks up the loose puck. She skates it in neutral ice. Comes across center. Now into the Wolfpack zone. She's tripped up as she enters the zone again. Riley goes to try to pick up the loose puck, but the Wolfpack send it to the near boards and into the neutral zone. Margot clears the zone, comes down into the Wolfpack zone. They collect it there. Send it D to D. Bree, though, sends it back deep into the Wolfpack zone. Let's forecheck. Come on, let's go, let's go. Wolfpack able to get back out of the zone, but the Lady Wild send it back in. Ellie over there fighting the far boards with Bree. Now Caroline comes in. Now Ellie picks up the loose puck, comes in, takes a shot. It goes off the side of the net on the to the goalie's right. Now Caroline picks it up. She skates with it. She sends it in for the high slot. Goes wide. Now out to the far boards where great centering pass to Ellie. Ellie not able to get anything on it. And the Wolfpack send it back out to the far boards. Now up to Margot. She sends one in from the blue line. Gets deflected behind the net. Now Wolfpack send it up the near boards where Caroline just gets, Gwen gets not able to keep that in the zone. It goes all the way down, not enough for icing. Margot sends up the far boards. Now Ellie not able to bring that out of the zone, but Caroline backwards it out in the neutral zone. Bree trying to pick up the puck, but not able to collect. Now Caroline brings it through neutral ice into the Wolfpack zone. She's great centering pass to Bree. Bree not able to get it wood on that pass. RD got sucked up as the Wolfpack changed. They stayed behind him. They're going to come in and get a shot. Great save by Finley. Now Bree picks up the loose puck. Comes across center ice. She's getting slashed and hacked, and she sends one towards the net. It's going to go wide. Goalie tries to cover, misses on it. Caroline going to come up, try to pick up the puck at the far boards. Wolfpack chip it out, get it past that in. Ruby skating back to pick it up, but Caroline comes back first. Caroline skating with it behind the Lady Wild net. Now picking up speed. She sends it up to Penny. Penny not able to collect the pass. That centering pass goes right through the house. Now to the near boards. Ruby intercepts that shot, and she sends it through neutral ice. It's going to come down deep into the zone. It's going to go on net, so the goalie plays it, covers it. No whistle. Okay, she covered it, and the ref took about 5 seconds to whistle it bad. Lewald could have sped back to that a little bit faster. Maybe played that puck. But we're going to have offensive zone face-off in the left wing circle. Laura, Beckett, Riley with Ruby and Lennon back on defense. There's 8:24 left in this third period. Puck comes back to Lennon, who sends it into the slot where Wolfpack pick it up. Now they're skating it out of the zone, picking up speed. Now into the Lady Wild zone. They send one in. It goes wide. Ruby sends it up the far boards. Lara's going to have a chance here as that gets past the Wolfpack D. She just decides to send it in deep. Ruby stops at the blue line, tries to send it in. It gets blocked. Caroline, fresh off the bench, comes in and intercept that and send it deep. Wolfpack try to send out the far boards again. Ruby comes in, slaps one in. Nobody in the house to pick that up, and the Wolfpack bring it back out again. Beckett caught off sides. $7:12 left in the third period. Caroline going to take the face off. Bree and Ellie with her. And Margot and Gwen back on defense. Face off ends up coming back to Margot at the near boards. Margot sends it up, and then Wolfpack send it right back again. Now Caroline chipping around, gets it around Wolfpack D. She centers, comes back to Bree. Bree sends one in. Pad save, goes to the far corner. Now Wolfpack tried breaking out, but Margot there to keep it in. This time it gets out, comes to Gwen. Gwen skates forward with it. Ellie comes back to stay on sides, but the Wolfpack pick it up, skate with speed into the zone. Brick send it in deep. That spinning puck just kind of made its way towards the net. Finley sent it wide. Now Caroline, she's got a Bree with her. Couldn't keep that 2-on-2 rush going, but now Bree picks up the loose puck, sends it in deep. Wolfpack send it up. Caroline picks up the puck. Wolfpack able to clear. Now Wolfpack rush in. Margot deflects that shot, and I think Reed ended up sending it wide. Caroline picks it up, sends up the far board, or skates up with it the far boards. Now we got a 2-on-1 with 3. Great move by Caroline. She loses her edge. Lennon chips it up. Puck comes to the near boards where Caroline centers to Bree. Bree misses another one-timer. Ruby now takes a shot. It goes wide. Ardini needs to watch out. We got 2 behind them. Ruby sends that one in. It goes wide. All right. Ruby picks up the loose puck. She takes a shot. Lennon not able to collect it. We got Lennon now playing forward with Caroline and Bree. Ruby and Gwen back on D. Bree sends it over to Lennon. Lennon not able to get to it before that Wolfpack player picks it up. Now Wolfpack send it up to the blue line. Ruby picks it up, sends one in. Blocked in front of the net. Lennon not able to get a stick on it. Comes up to the near boards. 4 minutes left. Centering pass from Caroline to Lennon. It gets deflected wide. Beckett skates with the puck. She sends it, but gets deflected. Now she sends another one, goes wide. Wolfpack tried to clear through the slot. Lady Water get one on it, but then the Wolfpack sent it up. Gwen sends it back in deep. Now Wolfpack, they just decide to ice it and just goes wide. Great job by Finley to watch that all the way through. Goes right wide of the net. So 3:31 left in the third period. Lady Wall down 6-1. Looks like Jordan calls a timeout. Going to talk about the last 3:31. See how long Jordan waits to pull Finley out of that. Bring that extra attacker on. All right, we'll have an offensive zone face-off in the left wing circle. Laura going to take the face-off. Riley and Beckett out with Ruby and Margot back on defense. Puck comes out to Ruby. She sends it back in deep. Laura in the corner. gets pushed down. Beckett and Riley there battling for it as well. Let's spread out just a little bit, ladies. But Beckett comes away with it. She skates around. She skates up to the high slot. Now to the right wing circle. Sends one into the just wide. Now Laura tries to wrap around. She sends one up to the blue line. Margot not able to keep it in. Lady Wald have to reset. Now comes back to Ruby. Ruby sends it in neutral zone. Ruby takes a chance. She keeps it out of the Lady Wild zone. Come on, girls. We got a forecheck. Come on. All right. Lady Wild, send it in deep. No, nobody pressuring except for Riley. We need to score a goal. Puck comes out of the zone. Margot sends it in offsides. 2:05 left in the third period. Caroline going to take the face off. She'll have Lennon to her right, Bree to her left. Ruby and Gwen back on defense. Face off comes over to Lennon. Lennon pokes it into the Wolfpack zone. Wolfpack will pick it up. Ruby picks it off the stick. Now Wolfpack send it into the Lady Wild zone. Caroline skates with the puck. She takes it behind Finley. Now she's picking up speed, skating forward with it. She's going to skate it all the way down into. Oh, she nice pass over to Lennon. Lennon, well, not able to collect. Lennon goes down the far corner. She sends it to the other side of the ice. Nobody here. Gwen picks up the puck. The other way, Glenn. We got to keep it down here. She sends it, though, into neutral ice for Ruby. Ruby gets hooked. Number 64. She's dangerous. Get back, girls. Get back. Loose puck in the corner. Caroline pushes up the far boards. Now, centering pass for Lennon. Intercepts. She's skating with it. Cross center ice now into Wolfpack zone. She sends it towards the net. Gets a shot. Save. Cover. All right, we're going to see empty net for Lady Wild for the last 53 seconds. All right. Got 6 attackers on now for Lady Wild. And it is Caroline, Bree, Laura, Lennon, Ruby, and Margot. Face off in the right wing circle. Caroline sends it over to Bree. Now it comes back to Margot. Margot not able to get good wood on it, and Wolfpack send one down. They're going to get an empty net goal. It's a great shot down there by the Wolfpack, all the way from their own blue line. Caroline taking the face off. Bree and Lennon with her. Ruby and Margot back on defense. Caroline picks up the puck at center ice. She skates it into the Wolfpack zone. She backhands one toward empty net for again for Lady Wild. Oh, puck hanging out. Lennon not able to get it through. Now Margot comes up, not able to keep it in the zone. Offsides. .9 seconds left. Margot sends that one in offsides and 12.4 seconds left. Offsides again there by Lady Lob with 2 seconds left. That'll finish the game. Lady Lob fall 2-0 to the Cottage Grove Wolfpack. Fun, exciting game. Tight all the way down to the last minute. Wolfpack capitalized on an empty net. And they're going to come away with third place. Lady Wild takes fourth place here at the Albert Lee 10UB Girls Tournament. We'll be back next weekend. Lady Wild in Des Moines for the New Year's Eve puck drop. So everybody have happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll catch you after the holidays.